What's going on, guys? It's Vivica from Skateboard-City. We've been lucky enough to team up with skateamerica.com to take a closer look at some of the products that you can get on their site, things that you might want to think about buying in the future. I'm going to start off with this video looking at a product that a lot of you will know already and a lot of you will use already. It's Bones Red's bearings. One of the best-selling skateboard bearings in the whole world, and for good reason. They're fairly cheap, they're reliable, and frankly, there's not a lot bad I can say about them. Bones don't come with an ABEC rating, they're skate rated, and there's good reason for that. The ABEC rating is set by manufacturers of all bearings, not specifically skateboard bearings. And the ABEC rating measures the tolerances between the steel races, which is the name given to the steel ring that goes around the outside and the inside of bearings, that the ball bearings travel around in. And that's not the most important thing when it comes to a skateboarding bearing, because you've got to bear in mind that bearings are used in everything from hoovers to drills to cars, this, that, and the other. And in reality, the speed, the rotation that a skateboard will put into a bearing is nothing in comparison to what a drill will. So the more important things are the hardness of a steel, so the actual grade of the steel, which has an impact on its impact resistance. So your average drill, it's important that it's able to spin thousands and thousands and thousands of times a minute, but it's not so important that you can bash it on things, because let's be honest, like, you're going to spin a drill, but you're not going to bash it against things, whereas you're going to ollie with your bearings, and all of your weight is going to land on that bearing. So tolerance is the only thing measured by the ABEC rating scale. It's not the be-all and end-all with skateboarding. That's not to say it's not important, but anyway, moving on. What is more important with skateboard bearings is lubrication. Now, Bones come lubricated with Bones trademarked Speed Cream. Now, Speed Cream is basically, it's just a very light oil. You obviously get grades of different oils, from engine oils, which are very thick for the most part, down to 3-in-1 that you might lubricate your bike chain with or something, and then you get down into lighter and lighter oils, so like fuel grade oils, and it's that very, very light oils that you're going to use to lubricate a skateboard bearing. I know a lot of you will use 3-in-1 for lubrication purely because that's what you've got around your house, but believe me, the lighter the oil you use, the better your bearing will perform. Now, what I like about Bones is that when you take the inner box out of the outer box, I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera, but you can see the oil has started to penetrate the cardboard. So that's a good sign that they're well lubricated. So, opening the box, we have a classic Bones Red sticker, which is nice. Some instructions, don't need them, and a set of bearings. So let's take a closer look at them, shall we? Right, so what we've got here now, I've taken the sleeve off of these, and we've now got the bearings on the inside. As I say, it comes with a informational leaflet. Keep your bearings dry, don't let them get rusty, make sure you lubricate them with speed cream, la-di-da-di-da, all that good stuff. Love these stickers and the holographic colours that you get on them, so they're really cool as well. Now, I've taken the liberty with these bearings of popping one of the shields off. Now, each bearing comes with a shield on one side and only one side. Now, just find the focus, there we go. What you're seeing here is the side that would normally be protected by a rubberized metal shield. So this shield is made of metal and then it's coated with a rubber which helps it create a seal. Now what this does is it keeps lubricant inside the bearing, and it stops from dust from it getting in and damaging the polish on the bearing that you can see. The higher the polish, and we're talking at a microscopic level here, the smoother your bearing will be. So this is a fairly popular way to run your bearings in skateboarding, and to be honest, it's not a way that I personally would do it. So all we have here is we've got the outer race, the inner race, and the 7 ball bearings, and they're held in place by a nylon retainer, so that they keep them equally spaced to keep the load evenly distributed and so forth. Um, the downside of this is obviously that your lubricant will dry out quicker, and your bearings will become noisy. Now, a lot of people like to have really noisy bearings so that people can hear them coming, and it's personal preference really. Personally, I would keep shields popped on. You could hear it click into place there. Um, so these bearings can be taken to pieces, lubricated really easily. If you have a really light oil, you can drip it in with a pipette around the outside of the nylon retainer. They'll last you years. What I've got here is an old, very old skateboard this hasn't been used in over a year. It's just a spare set of chucks I have lying around, and the bones reds in these wheels are about 6 years old, and you'll note they're very old and very noisy. But I mean, they still have a very good spin on them, and that's because in the 6 years that I've had them, every now and again, every 6 months or so maybe, you'll take them to pieces, clean any crap out of there, and lubricate them, and that'll make your bearings last longer and longer. I know as far as a spin test, that's not very good, and they don't have spacers in anymore, so they're wobbling all over the place. So a bad example, but as I say, Bones Reds bearings, you can pick them up for less than $15 at skateamerica.com at the moment. These bearings will last you years if you look after them and don't shatter them. You would be hard pressed to shatter them, but that's why they make Bones Super Reds, which are a higher grade steel to prevent you from doing just that. We'll talk more about those in a later video.